Start off. All right, Frank the Crank Camacho,
Okay.
welcome back, man. Always a pleasure to have you on and chop it up and under these unique circumstances for yourself. How is your life and how is the family?
Dude, man, I'm very blessed to be able to be on this interview and tell you that the family's doing good. Like if anything, it just feels like we're very fortunate that it feels like just a regular day, and more of an excuse to just stay home and just do shit at the house and spend time with each other, just so that we can stay safe and fucking with all this craziness going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, everything's going good. I mean, pretty bummed about like about a lot of things getting canceled, but man, that's like the little things, right? That we should be worrying about. But yeah, but just a bunch of very unique circumstances and yeah, but dude, stoked to be on the show, bro.
Definitely,
We're
man.
still
Definitely,
rocking.
always. Awesome, man. Now, you went out to California a few weeks back,
Yeah.
and of course you're there. You've been going out there for the last couple camps at Team Oyama. Did you know that you had a fight when you flew out there, or did you just fly out there thinking like, "Oh, I'm going to get signed for a fight"?
Yes. So my manager, Jason and Iridium Sports, they were telling me that they're like, hey man, we're looking at around April, like either the Portland card with my teammate Carla Esparza or just sometime in April. They didn't give me like a definitive, so it's kind of like, okay, shoot, let me head out and let me just start prepping, even though nothing's signed in ink yet. And then while I was out there, we're prepping, nothing confirmed. It was still very kind of like the we're leaning toward the Portland card. But and then Christos Giagos got injured, So then they're like, hey, I hit up Jason. I was like, yo, man, dude, ask coach what he thinks about this matchup, man. Let's do it. Let me jump in. Let me jump in for him. You know what I mean? So that actually worked out and against Alan Patrick. So yeah, so that got it inked up, and then yeah, now it's just kind of like I was out there doing my camp, prepping for that. Another lefty, fuck, another southpaw that I had to deal with. But and then yeah, and then it just started getting kind of like strange and weird out in Cali, and all the pressure of my family being here on Guam. It's kind of like, man, I had to just kind of weigh the things. And then when we were starting to hear that things were getting postponed and then it was just getting wild, I was just like, you know what, man, F this, dude. I need to go home, bro, and I need to be with the family.
Yeah. So you going through that situation with you being in California away from your family and you flying back, you probably have a better understanding of what Khabib's going through right now, not wanting to go back to the States, right?
No, for sure, dude, for sure. Like, I'm like, Tony's out there talking about how, like, oh man, he's scared, he's running again or whatever. I'm like, I mean, if anything, like, I think out of probably the top, out of the whole lightweight division, I think Khabib is one of the people that are that's not scared of anyone, But yeah, I totally see his situation, bro. Like. It's a matter of more than just freaking a legacy, man. It's like life, man. Like fuck, dude. And it's bro. We're fighting an invisible freaking enemy. You know what I mean? He's fucking the best ninja ever. And he'll creep into your house and he will stay with you for up to 2 weeks before he even fucking assassinates you. So. Just stuff like that, man. It's just we're battling a whole different monster, and kind of just sucks that maybe they're just building hype or whatever. Or maybe that's how they really truly feel, It's just the uncertainty is just really at its peak, and it's not even at its peak. The uncertainty is just really high, and it's just gonna keep climbing.
When you decided to hop back on a plane and fly back to Guam, what was that experience like going through the airports?
Bro, it was fucking weird, dude. It was so weird. So usually the flight from LA to Honolulu. Okay, so the route that I took is from LA to Honolulu, Honolulu to Guam. And usually the flight from LA to Honolulu is a big plane, But dude, this one was a 737, so it was a smaller flight. And bro, like it was empty, dude. So first off, when you get to the airport, bro, LAX, dude, it took me like from the Uber So first of all, okay, backtrack. When I got on the Uber, the lady was just saying like, man, I'm so glad I got a gig. You know, I was like, wow, I haven't been to the airport. I haven't done a drop off to LAX in like 2 weeks. I was like, holy shit. You know, like, damn, imagine how much loss of customers Uber drivers are having, you know? She's like, that was my main gig, was dropping people to the airport all the time. And then when I got to the airport, bro, from the car to my gate, bro, like 15 minutes. Like, usually LAX takes so long, you know? It's usually so crowded. Fucking, you have to try to find parking and shit. But, dude, 15 minutes, bro, from the car to the gate. And then the whole process of going to the gate, you know, people had masks on, and it was just like, just so eerie, you know, dude. And then some guy would sneeze or cough, and everyone would be like, you know, like, it was just wild, dude. It was wild. And then the flight from LAX to Honolulu, it was a small plane, but it was fucking empty. Like, I had a whole row to myself, bro. Like, I fucking crashed out and shit. And then, yeah, Honolulu to Guam. Again, it was a long leg. It was probably like a 7-hour flight. When I got to Guam, right off the bat, they were already taking precautions. You know, I think there was already a lot of confirmed cases. And, dude, right when you get off the plane, dude, medical staff, like, mask and goggles and full-on suit. And they had, like, those thermal guns that check your temperature. They're like, sir, stand right there. And I'm like, all right, you're clear. Go. You know, you're like, whoa. You know, and then I just had to fill out a lot of paperwork. When I landed, I had to, fill out paperwork from, like, the Department of Public Health and I had to be home self-quarantined for 2 weeks. You know, so, I mean, that's why I've just been getting a lot of shit done here at the house. Been training. I'm so lucky that I have a bag. I have a treadmill. My strength conditioning gym, Custom Fitness, they were able to drop off an Airdyne. So, you know, just staying in shape, fucking Rocky IV training activated, like, for real, you know, minus the snow.
Yeah. Well, I see that you're doing the SSC sessions at home with the barrel sprints and you're lifting heavy boulders. You're building stuff. What are you building at your house?
Dude, man. I'm just building like a rock wall. Yeah, you know, like just getting a lot of stuff done, man. A lot of pending stuff, like, you know, I mean, we have a pretty decent yard, remember, like a half acre, you know. So, you know, we just come out, just look outside, drink some coffee, and be like, man, I think we can do something here. You know, like, man, we're just stuck at home, you know what I mean? So, you know, getting work done, fucking. The wife was like, damn, maybe freaking you got some chest on you, bro. I'm like, damn, I'm getting jacked doing all these rock workouts, man. But yeah, man, we're just trying to keep our spirits high and keep moving, stay healthy, right? And just do the best that we can, you know?
Yeah, man. I see that, you know, your training partner is your wife now. She's gonna be taking credit for your win.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and then aside from that, like on the whole side of training, and I'm always bothering Coach Colin Oyama. Mm-hmm. You know, he if anything, what is really cool about this I guess a camp, right? But man, I don't think that the fight's going through. You know, like we just really don't know what's going on. But if anything, what I've been really working on is more of the internal versus the external. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching more footage now of fights, going back and forth with my coach, you know, different guys that I should be watching, stuff that they do really well and stuff that I could add to my game. And right here, dude. Oh shit! Like, I just watch on the computer and just take notes from different rounds and different fights, and you know what I really like, what they're doing, and then if I have any questions, then I'll shoot them over to coach, you know, and he'll explain stuff and he'll give me more more fights to look over, you know. So it's really cool, man. Like, working. I used to do this a whole lot, you know, earlier on in my career. Shit, even before I had a career, you know, like just a lot of film work and a lot of like just practicing on my own, just kind of like exercising a different part of the martial arts that I felt like has been lost, you know. Like, it's been so monotonous and so go to the gym and train, but man, I'm working a lot of the different stuff and kind of having fun, man. Like, having fun doing this stuff again, you know. It's new, maybe because it's new, you know, or it feels new.
Do you go and watch, like, there's a lot of YouTubers, right, that go back and break down footage of like each fighter. Like almost every fighter you can
Yeah.
go find something, right? And you can kind of see like what they see, because and they're all also there's like gamblers that do it too. So do you ever go in and watch and see what they say?
No, I don't. Yeah, maybe I should, but I'm really liking what I'm doing, and because I feel like what I'm extract. So I like watching when I watch fights. I like watching fights, and then I don't repeat the whole fight as a whole. I find like so like for example, like for in jiu-jitsu, like if I'm watching a straight jiu-jitsu match, like I will see like a sweep, you know, but like I would just keep repeating the whole series of when they get their grip to their setup to the sweep. Probably like a good 3 seconds of a transition, you know. I always like watching the transitions, and I just keep repeating it and repeating and repeating. So it's kind of like I'm drilling, you know, like I just keep drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling, like visualizing this. So same thing with like combinations or Gregorian, Marat Gregorian, bro, and Glory, fucking huge fan of that guy, dude. Because he's a pressure fighter, you know, something that I need to really implement because it's kind of my game, you know what I mean? So I just watch different transitions and I just keep repeating the 3 second transition of that fight. And but I never really thought of what you're saying. I mean, Jack Black, does he still do like fight breakdowns?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, you know, so like like there's certain like articles that I'll read, but I'm not a big reader, you know.
Me
but
either.
but I'll do yeah, I'll do my own shit, man, and I'll watch my own transitions, and then I'll just kind of just kind of do that, man. It's like just like a it's kind of cool because I'm always kind of like I try to have the student attitude, but even more because I'm stuck at home. I'm forced to really use YouTube and UFC Fight Pass and all of that. You know what I mean?
Dana White, he did an interview like when the quarantine first started happening, going down. He did an
Yeah.
interview with Aaron Bronstetter, a journalist up in Canada, right? He's always at the big shows, and he asked him like, what books are you reading during quarantine? And Dana White said, "I don't read." And then so many people were like attacking him because he doesn't read, and I was just like, I understand him because I read so much stuff like online and just books in general, but not like I don't read like novels and people are like, oh, they're attacking him like he's not some smart dude. Come on, man. Like this dude runs a multi-billion-dollar empire. Like it doesn't matter if he reads or not.
Bro, I think I've read the past like 10 years, dude. I think I've read maybe only like 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dude, I just can't do it, bro. I'm an audiobook guy. I'm a fucking podcast guy. I don't need to listen to music, bro, when I'm running. I'll listen to audiobooks, you know what I mean? I mean, does that count as reading a book, you know? But, I mean, no, not technically not reading a book. But, yeah, man, there's just something, dude, like, man, fuck. I mean, I need to, maybe it's going to help my writing, but, man, it's not my thing, bro. Not my thing.
Yeah, well, I read articles, I mean, like online and stuff
for
like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Man,
it's not like I'm gonna sit there and read a novel or whatever. It makes me go to sleep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it makes me sleepy, bro. If anything, I read the books to my fucking kids when I do, But man, even at that, dude, the letters are like size 14, So you're like, yeah.
And dude, you're sleepy by the end, huh?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna go and pick up no Harry Potter book and fucking read it. You know what I mean? Thank goodness they made the movies, but man, no.
Hey, when you think about the event, like it most likely is gonna be difficult for you to fly out of Guam, because think about it, you know what I mean? Like traveling on an airplane in this environment, right, that we have right now in the world. Why wouldn't they just have the fights in Guam? Why don't they just fly everybody to Guam? Don't you think a best place to have fights would be in an isolated island, right?
Dude, for sure, bro. Dude, that would be so sick. I mean, they're doing closed door anyways,
Mm-hmm.
But man, wherever it is, I think, that'll be kind of cool, man. But even at that, dude, everyone is like people like the islands, and they're shutting down the doors. Like my home island, the CNMI Saipan, no incoming flights, I think, for United.
Damn.
Yeah, no incoming or outgoing flights for, I think, the whole month of April. So, you know, like we're getting to that point, and we're not even at the peak, you know, we're still in the very beginning.
I think we need to wait until April 18th to see if UFC 249 actually happens. Then you could kind of determine, like, okay, if that happens, Lincoln is probably going to happen. But if April 18th doesn't happen, it's just like, man, it's going to be a tough sell to just do any event anywhere, right? Because that's the big event right there.
That's the big one. That's the big one, bro. Like, they were talking about having it in Russia. They're talking about having Abu Dhabi, you know, and again, even right now, everything is so uncertain. And then, aside from that, we're 3 events backed, right? We're Portland, and then what was there's one in March. I totally forgot which one that one was. Chito was supposed to be on that card. I think
Columbus.
Was that Florida? Oh, Columbus. There you go. Yeah, you know, so even at that, I don't know. From what I'm hearing, they say they might have like back to back events, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, you know. But even at that, man, we just don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's really gonna come down to that next event. You know, this is the big one. Shit, that Khabib's not even on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude.
I was watching another interview you did, and you were talking about the Beneil Dariush fight, and you said you learned a lot in that fight. You know, a quote from that interview, you said, "I just got to make him fight me." And I thought that was very interesting. What did you mean by that exactly?
Yeah, so the Beneil fight, man, it was such a great learning experience. Like, fuck, I didn't get injured, but fuck, did I fucking lost, man, in the first round, you know? I think I do. So I'm at this point now where, you know, I've been working with Coach Oyama. He's giving me a lot of stuff, and I've been working so probably almost about it going on a year, like half a year, almost going on a year. Yeah, maybe a year. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, for a while, like enough time where I'm ready. He's building my defense and continually to work on my strong offense. What I did with Nick Hyon was, I showed a lot of patience, right? Fucking cool, man. I went in there and I didn't get jacked up, and I won. It wasn't like no fucking crazy war, you know? I guess I was just so freaking like fascinated, and I was like just kind of like fantasizing about that type of finish again against Beneil. You know, man, I was feeling good. The camp was great, but my style, you know, like I just really need to understand my body mechanics, and I need to understand my style. You know, I'm not gonna go out there. I'm not gonna pop a jab and move. Like, fuck, I'm gonna get jacked up. You know, but it's like I can't go in there and fight him because I'll be fighting his game. I just need to draw him into my fight, you know? I mean, fight me, you know? But I mean, there's one thing, right? Putting my hands down, I'm like, come, fight me, you know? Like, I need to find different ways of pressure so that my opponents will have to throw with me, you know, or have to wrestle with me, or have to play with me in the clinch, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess that's what I kind of meant, you know. I just need my opponents to fight me. I need to lead the dance. You know what I mean? I need to beat them in positioning. You know, I need them to dance my dance. I need them to fight me.
Working with this team and the coach, it seems like you're in the middle of a transformation, and the transformation is not complete yet. Is that safe to say for yourself?
Bro, right on the spot, bro. 100%. I'm still kind of like finding myself, you know, man. At fucking 30, I'm still fucking like an infant, you know what I mean? And it's not so much they're changing my style. It's like, man, Coach Colin and Team Oyama, they're really like, so the way I like to say it, man, with Coach Oyama, with Colin is, man, I know how to fight, but with his experience, he's teaching me the way of the fight. And I'm still trying to learn how to implement it, you know? I'm doing it. I'm starting to do it really well in the gym. I'm starting to do it really well, like in practice. But fuck, all of that don't matter if you don't know how to do it in the fight, right? Where it counts. So that's why I was like, man, I just can't wait to get back in there and against a tough opponent and fucking implement my shit, you know? And yeah, I get the finish in the first 30 seconds. Whoo, that'd be great. But man, I would love to get more repetitions in it, man. If I go first round, finish the first round, second round, get my finish in the third round. Oh man, that would be great. So I can really work on the stuff that we've been working on, but doing it live, you know, applying it live.
And also, I think in between rounds, your coach comes in and kind of gives you those tidbits that kind of will click in your brain, that will take you back to the practice room, and then you could go to the next round and implement it. And I think that's so helpful for every fighter. Like you said, you could get the 30-second knockout or submission, but as you go on with your career, that might not help you when you run into this brick wall of a fighter that you know that is just another level for yourself, you know, in competition.
Yeah, like a puzzle you can't, you know. So I think if anything, that early on in my career, if you look at my record, man, I have a lot of first round finishes, you know. And yeah, it was fucking good. Yeah, it was great. It was my greatest strength, but also too, it was kind of like my greatest weakness, you know. Like I got to learn everything training and get these big ass wins with big right hands and big knockouts or whatever. But it was something that kind of helped me back to gain really like rounds, you know, of experience. So now looking at it now, I have 2 fights with Team Oyama, and I just need to get just more reps with them. You know what I mean? Just let's rack in these wins, and let me get more reps, and let me just get better at and you know, we got to work in sync and synchronization with each other in the corner, on the stool, in between rounds, you know, like, and that can't really replicate that in the gym. You can only just do it live, you know, and I'm just excited about that.
You define as a fighter or an athlete being in their prime as not just them being in their prime, but being with the right gym and the right coaches, and that's all part of being in a fighter's prime. And I feel like you, in your mind, you found the place that you need to be. Now you just gotta complete the transformation, and then you're gonna hit the ground running with your prime time, you know, years. And it's still ahead, man. You're only 30 years old, man. So it's gonna be fun to watch me, someone that I'm able to interview and talk to you and throughout your development, and then see you succeed, man. That's the greatest joy of doing this job.
No, for sure, man, and I appreciate that, bro. Because you know, like, you know, I really like what you do, you know, on the whole interview side and the storytelling side. Because, man, the interviews that we've done ever since, you know, from the beginning, that's like history for me. You know, something that I could show my kids and what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So to see, like, you know, like I have my goals for for this year, but man, with this whole Corona shit, we don't know. But, you know, maybe in 2021, you know, like I would love to start knocking at the top 15 door, you know, or the top, you know, cracking the top 20 door, you know. And it's gonna be cool seeing me reach those little goals, and looking back at all these interviews, you know, like, wow, man, like growing and just seeing like the little timeline of where I'm going. And 'cause, you know, man, I really enjoy it, man. I think I enjoy it just as much as being a student than I am being a competitor, you know. Yeah. And it's I just love the growth, you know. I love the growth.
Yeah, in the past interviews we talked about your fight against Neil Magny in the Tough House, and you revealed a lot about that fight. But also one thing is, remember when Conor basically knocked out Cowboy Cerrone with shoulder strikes? You're the first one that did it, right? In that fight.
Man. I did it. I mean, it was a different way of throwing it. Conor threw it like out in the open with an overhook, you know. But I mean, shit, dude, fuck. Neil Magny's face was right there. I was like, fuck it. Yeah, you know, like, man, hit everything. You know, there's a lot of things too. There's a lot of techniques, man, that I would love to show live. You know what I mean? Like that no one's. I mean, right? Sounds so cliche, right? Every other fighter is probably thinking the same thing, right? But there's, dude, why doesn't he just, I'm totally that guy on the, like, watching fights. Dude, why doesn't he just do that, man? Like, why doesn't he just freaking just knee him right there, You always have those guys, but, like, there's a lot of techniques, man, like from the old, like, the Pride days, that, I mean, I can't knee them in the head, but there's, the mechanics of the way people were kneeing people in the head. You can just knee them in the body on the ground, or I don't know. There's just a lot of things that I just can't. I want to fight as much as I can so I can just continue to grow. You know what I mean?
Maybe at the end of your vlogs that you're doing, you could just sneak in the technique at the end as like a little, extra for the viewers.
Dude, for sure. I will. I'll definitely do that. Man, this is the perfect time for the UFC. Like, if they ever throw it like at a like at a Native American reservation or whatever, dude, they should totally do a freaking 8-man tournament, bro. 8-man tournament, fight 3 times to the fucking win. I would totally be down for that. I've always wanted to do a tournament, like fight multiple times in a night, and I've always wanted to do like a real Vale Tudo fight. Like headbutts, no gloves, knees, just no groin shots and no fish hooking and eye gouging and shit. But like headbutts and shit like that. The only thing about that is that I think they only did it like in Brazil, and there's no real commission that sanctions those underground fights. So like, fuck, dude, I don't want to get someone that has like hepatitis fucking or HIV and fucking bleeds into my eyes and shit. That's one of the reasons I never wanted to do that. But I mean, that's one of the things. But I think this is a perfect opportunity, man, to throw like an 8-man tournament, dude, in the UFC, dude. I'll fucking do that shit. Like, well, I think that'd be fucking cool, man. Like the old days, like the real fight, dude. The Kumite, bro. Kumite.
The Kumite, for real. It is. And we need to have that somewhere, but I don't know. I think that they're scrambling so much right now. It's like that is like the last thing in their mind. It's just like, oh my God, what are we doing here? So, but hey, yeah. I hope that they do figure it out and you get to fight on April 25th. If not, hopefully soon after that. Frank, always appreciate the time that you give me, man, and good luck on everything, and stay safe and keep the family safe, and yeah, man, thanks so much.
Thank you, brother. Likewise. Appreciate it, man.